Good to see you. Got to ask you a question. With so many women's fights, you don't see that many stoppages in the women's game. You are one of the exceptions to the rule. Where do you get that power from?
I mean, I train very hard. I've been working very hard since I was 9 years old. That's when I started. I was always, taught the boxing, but I was always pressed on me to maintain physical strength and always strength trained since I was young. And I think it's paying off now.
What did you think of Katie Taylor's performance against Chantel Cameron?
I thought Katie Taylor's performance against Chantel was, I think she was beaten by the bigger, the better, just a more fresher girl. People said that she looked tired and flat, but I don't know if it was that. I think it was just because Chantel was too good, too strong, too fresh, and she wanted it very, very bad. And we could tell, even when they were both digging at it, Chantel was coming back firing every time. And so it was a good performance all around, and I'm happy that they could put on a good fight for the Irish fans and boxing fans around the world.
Is it difficult to get sparring for you? Do you have to spar with the men mainly than the women?
This camp has been very hard for me. I haven't sparred any females this camp. It's just been male sparring, and even though that's physically hard, it's good. It prepares me, and I know that I'm not going to get in the ring with a woman who hits as hard as the men.
And how long has this camp been going for?
It feels like it's been going on forever. Like I've been in the gym. I took a week out from the last one, and I've just been in the gym. And January, this fight, it feels like this camp has been forever. I just can't wait now.
So for those of you don't know too much about your story, can you tell us a little bit about how you got into boxing?
Yeah, I got into boxing when I was 9 years old. I followed my older brother into it. And I guess I just took it from there. I always loved watching boxing. I've always been around boxing. Whenever my brother's fighting, it's a big occasion, it's a big noise, it's a big excitement in the house. And as the middle child, you want some of that. You want some of that attention. You want some of that feeling. So I just followed them into it and took off from there.
Your trainer Shane and yourself have kind of said, look, I want to be in with Michaela Mayer, like pretty much as soon as possible. Look, you've got the ability, but maybe not the experience just yet. But do you feel that the ability kind of overlaps the experience and the need for it?
Yeah, 100%. Ability definitely overlaps experience. I mean, the experience that I would take going into that fight is obviously the fights I'm having now with Yanina, Lascano, and the Olympics and the amateurs. I fought the best in the world. And, I love that feeling of turning up to a tournament. And you could be fighting the number one seed, the best in the world, the Olympic champion. And when you're going into fights like that, you don't worry about experience. You just say, all right, this is it. I'm coming in there. I'm going to give it my best. And that's usually enough.
You had Ellie Scotney winning a world title, fulfilling her dream. But if that Mayer fight can't be made, when do you think you do fight for a world title? And how many fights do you think it is?
I hopefully, the belts that Katie Taylor has gets split up a little bit and broken up and, gives opportunities for other girls coming through. And I'm hoping for early next year. It's going to be difficult because Katie Taylor's got all the belts. And depending on if she fights Chantel and if she fights at the same weight or goes down to and fights for her belts. And if she loses again, then they're up in the air, I think. And I'll be there ready to snatch them up.
Does the Taylor loss just further cement Clarissa's claim as the GOAT?
Not at all, not at all. I feel like Katie Taylor is going to be remembered for her victories more than her loss. She's all the respect to Clarissa Shields, but Katie's been consistently fighting the best, and she's been in the ring with Amanda Serrano, who's undisputed in multiple weight divisions. She's been in the ring with Delphine Bassoon, who's an absolute killer. She's been in the ring with Chantel Cameron. She's been in the ring with so many big names, Christina Leonardo, and Clarissa Shields is a great fighter, but she hasn't fought consistently at that level, and it's not her fault. But there's just no one there. But Katie Taylor has, so I think Katie Taylor and Clarissa Shields, respectfully, they deserve that gold title.
Could I just ask who's your favourite fighter, male or female, to watch?
I've got so many, man. I can list them off. Naoya Inoue, Virgil Ortiz, Errol Spence, Terence Crawford, Shakur Stevens. The list goes on. It's impossible. You can't
Who
name
you got in that fight, Spence or Crawford?
It's a hard one. I think it's too soon to call now. I always like to see how people are on fight week, see their energy, see how they are. And I think right now I'm stuck in the middle.
Caroline, this will be the first fight camp that you've done without your brother in the gym as well. How's that been adjusting with him not being there this time around?
It's been perfectly fine. It's not a problem for me. I don't train hard when my dad or my brother were there. I train hard, period. I work hard because this is for me. I stepped into this boxing game and I was the only one to say I wanted to box. So the motivation, the drive that comes from me, and I'm so grateful to God and grateful that He has given me this ability. He's given me this drive that I don't know where it comes from sometimes. And all thanks, goes to Him.
Imagine it must have been a slight distraction in a sense, just dealing with that, and having a fight on the horizon too.
Sorry, what?
Is it not a slight distraction? Obviously, if you love you keep your mental resolve, but has there been any sort of distraction at all that in the background?
No.
What would you say is your long-term game? Obviously, you want to win a world title, but in order for you to come out of the game having achieved your ambitions, what would you say they are?
I think when I retire, I want people to say she was a great fighter, period. Not male, not female, just great. I want young boys, young girls coming through into the sport. When they say, let me think of who to put on so I can be inspired by who I should copy, who should I look at. I want my name to be in the mix. And if I can do that, if I can fight and put on fights like that, then, I think I'll be very happy.